Title: His wife was caught red-handed having an affair with his best friend and had a child with him. She wasn't in the bedroom I usually slept in, so I decided to check on Jack and Emily's place. As I approached their door and reached for the handle, I began to hear some sounds that seemed all too familiar. I opened the door to find Emily. Hello everyone. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Welcome back to another true story. If you have a story to share, please send it to Life Lessons. Whether it's a funny incident, a challenging experience you overcame, a success story you want to inspire others, or anything else, send it to them. We received many interesting stories and heartfelt emails. Some people reach out just to talk or seek advice, and those things are important too. Don't hesitate to share your experience if you feel comfortable. You can even stay anonymous. When I first started this channel, I always asked if you wanted to be anonymous or share your name. Whatever you choose, know that your story can make a difference. It can help someone avoid mistakes or find strength in knowing they are not alone. So, submit your story to Lessons from Life. Alright, let's dive into today's story. This is a subscriber submission from early March 2021. It details my experiences with my ex-spouses and the emotional turmoil caused by their decisions, leading to my feeling of betrayal. I barely touched on my first marriage, but there's more to that story too. Yes, I remember your name and the pain you went through with your second wife. After your first marriage ended, you met your second wife, who eventually led you into this situation. Let's hear it. My first wife, whom I called Anna, was my high school love. We dated for about a year during our senior year. Instead of enjoying lunches together, I was juggling an extra class to graduate on time, 7 classes, which was intense. Then I worked long hours from 4 in the afternoon until midnight every day, having Sundays off. Despite the challenges, we made it work. 2 months before graduation, we discovered Anna was pregnant. After discussing our options, we decided to keep the baby. We got married after I graduated, moved into our own place, and started building our family. Our friends became our extended family, and we'd all hang out on weekends. My best friend Jack was married to Emily, and they had a young daughter. Back then, Jack and Emily were into the swinging lifestyle, but they respected that I was a committed husband, never pushing their lifestyle on us. Anna was aware of this dynamic and even discussed it with Emily. She expressed interest, and Anna approached me about the possibility of opening our marriage. I told her that while Emily was attractive, Anna was everything to me: my heart, soul, mind, and body. I wasn't willing to jeopardize our relationship for anyone else. That was the end of that conversation, or so I thought. Our first child was born, and we were a happy family. A few months later, we discovered Anna was pregnant again. Time flew, and 6 months later, we traveled to my sister's house up north. Anna still worked during the trip. On our second day there, my brother-in-law got tickets to the dirt track races. It was loud, with vibrations shaking the whole house. I'm not sure if it was the noise, the excitement, or something else, but Anna went into labor that night and gave birth to our second son. When I finally saw him, I noticed he had red hair, unlike our first blonde boy. I asked the doctor about it since he was born early, but the doctor was confused and insisted the baby was full term. I was puzzled because, according to a friend, Anna should have had sex 3 or 4 weeks after the first child to reach full term, not 8 weeks. Red flags started appearing, so I began observing and discussing it with other friends. About a month after returning home, Jack hosted a party at his house. I was working that day but received a call from Emily saying she had picked up Anna and the boys and to come over after my shift. I had worked a grueling 14-hour day and had a couple of beers to unwind. At the party, Jack noticed I was exhausted and suggested I take a nap. I woke up 4 hours later to silence, no music, everyone had left. I searched the house but couldn't find Anna. She wasn't in the room I usually slept in, so I headed to Jack and Emily's bedroom. As I reached for the doorknob, familiar sounds reached my ears. I opened the door to see Emily naked on the bed, comforting Anna while she was engaging intimately with Jack, almost like a competition for first place. Emily noticed me at the door, her face filled with panic. She grabbed Anna's arm as I slammed the door and stormed out of the house. I walked to a nearby friend's place and knocked on Dave's door. Dave greeted me and I went inside to talk. I explained what I had witnessed. Another knock came and Brenda answered the door. I told her not to let Anna in unless I wanted to see her. Brenda tried to mediate, but Anna insisted on talking. I confronted her firmly, telling her to take the children and leave before she had nowhere else to go. I could hear Anna crying as she left. Dave offered me a place to stay for the night and I accepted, needing time to process. The next morning, I called Anna's best friend, knowing Anna would reach out to her to paint me as the villain. When I got home that evening, Anna wasn't there. There was a note saying she had gone to her dad's place and to call when I wanted to talk. On Monday, I called work to take a few days off. Jack worked there too, and I knew seeing him could lead to trouble. He called Emily, informing her I wasn't coming in. I had consumed about half a bottle of Jack and Coke that day. When Emily arrived, she wanted to talk. I sat down and she asked if I had spoken to Anna. I responded that she wasn't there. Emily offered to help fix things. I started asking questions about how long this had been happening. She claimed it had been 6 months, occurring 3 or 4 times a month. I explained the discrepancies in the baby's birth timeline and how the second child had red hair while the first was blonde. She dismissed it, saying such things happen in families. I pressed further, explaining that Anna and I hadn't been intimate for 8 weeks after our first child, following the doctor's orders, but another doctor had indicated she must have been intimate 3 or 4 weeks after the first birth. Emily handed me a drink, and we finished the bottle in silence. On my last drink, I called Anna's dad's house. He answered and I explained everything. He accused me of harassment, but I clarified that I had discovered Anna and Jack together. I informed him I was filing for divorce. Emily wanted to discuss it face to face, but I insisted on ending things over the phone. She admitted it had been going on for 2 months and confirmed their affair. I could hear her pleading for the truth before abruptly ending the call. The phone started ringing again, so I unplugged it and told Emily she should leave, believing there was no hope. Before she left, I noticed our daughter had red hair. That night, there was a huge argument and Emily left. I filed for divorce the next day. 2 months later, the judge awarded me custody of the older boy, believing the baby needed his mother for breastfeeding. Jack took off with Anna and Emily filed for divorce, effectively ending what was supposed to be an open marriage. A month after the divorce, Fran entered my life, but most of you might have heard that story already. This happened 30 years ago, and my main point is, don't wait decades to seek help or share your story like I did. Bottling things up can consume you. Talk to friends or family members. I don't trust counselors or therapists because, back then, such resources were limited. Channels like this didn't exist. Just reach out for support. Thanks for reading my story and listening. Wow, thank you for sharing your story. I definitely remember hearing about Fran and the pain you went through. I'm sorry you had to endure that, especially dealing with betrayal twice. It must have been incredibly tough to find out that both your wife and your best friend betrayed you. It's heartbreaking when those you trust the most let you down. Your experience highlights the importance of not keeping things bottled up inside. Sharing your story can help others who might be going through similar situations. I appreciate your openness and hope others can learn from your experience. Wishing you all the best moving forward. If anyone has stories to share or advice, please send them to Lessons from Life. Whether it's about danger signs to look out for, how to stay focused on your goals, or any other helpful tips, your emails are welcome. We've covered these topics before, so keep submitting your valuable insights. Thanks again for sharing your story, and I'll see you in the next video.